Hello and welcome to your training session. My name is Michelle Christian and I'm here on behalf of Incorporated Enterprises. Now, you're probably here because you are looking to either figure out how to build your brand, how to connect with your audience, and how to be able to leverage that audience to market your products and services to. Well, it's a very easy process, but it does require some thinking on your part. Now, more often than not, a lot of business owners, nonprofit organizations, and for profit organizations have great ideas. They have amazing business plans that they want to get started and be able to have the success that they dream of. It's not impossible, but if you don't take a step back and look at what your end result is or your end goal, it's hard to be able to get there without having a strategic process in place. That's what Incorporated Enterprises does. What we do is we look at your platform, what you've already established, and then we help you figure out from a strategic standpoint if your communication presently speaks to what you are looking to achieve. Now, first we ask the question, what motivates you to do whatever it is that you are planning to do? Oftentimes people are motivated by money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there also is a common thread that runs through you, your personality, and who you are that also prompts you to do this. Now, when we have people buy into something, it's typically going to be bought into by consumers who understand who you are or what your affiliation is or what your goal or mission or motivation is. So take a step back and think about it. For example, my favorite is a lady who grew up in a family of veterans. And today, 50 years later, her mission and goal is to be able to unite the community and be able to welcome the veterans that have fought on our behalf back into society, but also make the transition from the military life back into civilian life as seamless as possible. And so her motivation comes from within. Her father is a veteran, her son is in the military, her brother is in the military, so she's very well connected. And having grown up with a military family, she understands what it's going to require to make that transition. So she's a perfect brand ambassador for that. And so people will buy into that because they can relate to her and she can relate to them and they can understand that this is somebody who has our best interests at heart. So that's just one example. Now, that might be an extreme example for you, but take a moment and look at what it is that you're associated with so that you can bring your goal to fruition. Next, once you do that and once you look at yourself, you now have to take a step back again and look at your audience. Who is it that you're looking to speak to? And what is it that most interests them? What is most important to them? Because this will help you be able to connect with them by perspective. Now, perspective is one of the most important elements that sometimes is left off of a business plan. It's so important to understand the people that you are looking to communicate to because without that, you won't know how best to speak to them. You won't know what elements to highlight. You won't know what's going to grab their attention and be most important. So, another example. If I am a brand like Nike, I know that the majority of my audience is going to be sports professionals or people who are into recreation. So I have to think about what's most important to them. And more often than not, the most important element is going to be performance. Great. So if that is their driving force to be able to perform well in the sport or activity that they're participating in, it behooves me to not only make a product that speaks to that. If I want to be the best in the industry, my product has to be the best in the industry. And if my product is the best in the industry, then I can say, I know that you, as the consumer, are looking for premium performance, and this is what our product delivers. Our product caters to your desire to perform at the height of your activity or whatever sport you're engaged in. And by utilizing our products and services and by wearing our products, you will continue to stand out within that field that you're working in or that you're playing in, or if your desire is to get to the top of that industry or that sport, we can be able to facilitate that, so we become your partners and people will partner with you to be able to accomplish their goal. Always think about the what's in it for you, or them rather. If somebody's pitching something to you and it has nothing to do with your life, no relevancy whatsoever, you wouldn't be so inclined to opt into it. And that is the next step, opting in. So let's recap. First, we looked at what is your affiliation with what it is that you do? What is your driving force? Once we figure that out, we can start to center the brand around you and be able to relate the purpose of your goal back to what drives you. That also helps with your mission and your vision statement. Now, once you've stepped back and looked at what is your driving force, then you look at the audience you're trying to target. And once you figure out the audience you're trying to target, you look at things from their perspective. Now, once you understand their perspective and you're able to say, what's in it for them? Why would they want to engage my services, my product? Why would this mission be important to them? What is that driving force that's going to make them opt in and join forces and be a partner with me in this goal? So now that you've looked at that, we're looking at the opt-in. It's kind of a seamless step-by-step process once you get your wheels turning and looking at what you have to offer. Now, when you look at what you have to offer and you look at things from their perspective, then you take it a step further. What's going to make them opt in? What's going to make them say, I want this. I need this in my life. I am willing to invest my time, my resources, my finances into the services or products that you have to offer. With that said, you look at, okay, once they are willing to opt in, what level of communication is going to be most favorable to them actually? What are they going to listen to? What's going to influence them the most? What's going to capture them where they are? Where are they going to be able to be easily accessible to get the information that you have taken the time to figure out and craft and cater specifically to them? Now, we've looked at what your association is. So basically, your biography, why you're a brand ambassador for this effort. We looked at figuring out what your brand and your products and services have to do with them and looking at things from their perspective. And we've also looked at the opt-in. What's going to make them say, yes, I want your products and services? And so once you figure out what it is that they are looking for, you can also help use that information to figure out, what are these the best services that I have to offer? If your marketplace is looking for these and you can be able to create a niche for yourself and be able to offer products and services that your competitor doesn't offer, that already sets you ahead and puts you in the forefront position. So once you have that forefront position and you're looking at who you are as a whole, holistically, you have now created a platform. When you create that platform, it's our job as the facilitators to look and say, okay, this is your audience. This is who you cater to. This is your platform. Wonderful. These are your products and services, and this is what makes you unique. Now, what makes you unique is going to put you over here, and then what makes somebody else unique is going to put them over here. But the key is pulling it all together so that that collaborative effort can be able to play off of one another, and eventually you both, or you all, can accomplish the goals that you are looking to achieve. And that's what we do here. Now, I have worked with countless speakers, authors, artists, nonprofit organizations. I've learned from the best speakers like Les Brown, Omar Periu. I've worked with them. I've represented brands like American Express, Cisco, Yahoo, managing their budgets and marketing to their target audiences. And one thread remains consistent. If you always understand what's in it for your consumer, who you are, and what your products and services are, then you can partner, network, collaborate, and achieve. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them and see you through to your success.